So as a designer or a developer, you're probably looking for ways to improve the user experience of your forms because you want your users to actually complete what's brought them onto the website in the first place. So I have 5 tips I'm going to be sharing today that will improve the user experience of your forms. Alright, so the first tip is to always auto-focus on the first field. So this is like a psychological hack that many products use to reduce friction and get you to start filling out the form as soon as possible. So let's look at this web page, for example. So here we have an authentication screen for a fictional company, and let's go to the register page. So you would notice that there's an input field here, but I wasn't automatically focused on it. Instead, I have to drag my mouse all the way before I can type. It may not look like mud, but it's actually bad design, especially when you look at a product like ChatGPT or even any AI application out there right now. So looking at ChatGPT, if I refresh the page, I can start typing regardless of where my cursor is. Alright, so tip number 2 is to use helpful error messages. Now, in my opinion, there are only a few things that are as frustrating as an error message that isn't clear enough to help you fix your problem. So let's look at this demo application I put together. There's a basic app where we're making a subscription that has to put in our card details. So the way I have this app set up currently, it only accepts MasterCard. That means the first 2 digits of your card starts from 51 to 55. Now let's try putting in a random number here. You would notice that the error says invalid card, please try again. That isn't so helpful. Unless your user was also a developer on the team, they wouldn't know you only accept MasterCards. The best way to go around this is to first tell the user what the error is and give them some guidance to fix that error. Okay, so point 3, you want to group related fields into categories. It's well known that using long, complex forms will overwhelm your users and most likely lead to them abandoning the process entirely. So an effective way to go around this is to make use of multi-step forms, where each step focuses on a specific category. So let's take a look at this demo. You'd see the number of input fields we have here are a lot. By the time the user gets to the end, it might probably be too late. The better approach to this would be to group the related fields together. Now you can see that we've put the questions into groups. So we have personal information. The next step is the subscription plan, and after that is the payment information. So having it this way just makes it feel easier. Alright, my next tip is to validate your inputs instantly. So you don't want to wait till your user submits the form before you can validate their inputs. A better approach would be to validate as they type, so that way they can easily correct the errors as they make them. So looking at the demo, if we come in to type an email and click outside, you notice that we're immediately warned that the email address is required, rather than noticing that when we finally click the submit button. Okay, so my final tip, which is probably my favorite tip, is to save your users' progress on their device. So while a user is undergoing a process on your website, any number of interruptions can happen. You could get distracted, a phone call could come in, or they could accidentally close the page that they were on. Anyways, you don't want to have to make them start cohort. Instead, you should save their progress on their device. Just make sure not to store sensitive data like credit card information or passwords. So we can see this in action here. After filling out a couple fields, refresh the page. You notice that all the data that we filled previously is still here. That's really nice. Your users will thank you for this. Alright, so that's all the tips from me. Feel free to share yours in the comment below.